Hey guys, Jfarr here. In this video, we'll cover how to get quick and easy loot by hopping inside compounds, and look at their types, how to get inside, traps, and loot. Before getting inside, let's understand what we're up against by looking at different types of compound walls and their durability, damage, and crafting. Starting off, we have the high external wooden wall featuring 500 HP. The wooden compounds will be the most common to find as they're the easiest to craft, only requiring a blueprint from the level 1 workbench, costing 590 scrap to unlock or 715 scrap for the gate. Players can also directly research them for 125 scrap. If you'd like to use these walls for yourself, you can find them within sunken chests, crates, and scientists. Next, we have the high external stone wall, also featuring 500 HP. The stone compounds require a level 2 workbench, costing 1450 scrap or 1950 scrap for the gate to unlock. You can also directly research them for 500 scrap. You can find the stone walls within treasure boxes, lock crates, elite crates, military crates, and scientists. Both the wood and stone walls allow you to place ladders on them to climb over. You can build a ladder from a level 1 workbench, costing 390 scrap to unlock through the tech tree, or 125 scrap in the research table. In total, you'll need just a single ladder to get over. However, this will result in you going through the barbed wire, which will deal damage every time you move. Once you get to the top, stop moving and take time to heal back up to full health. Now continue to walk through the wire and fall down the other side. For each way through the spikes, I would recommend taking at least 3 medical syringes and 6 bandages, and to be first fully healed. You might also consider drinking max health tea to increase your chances of making it through. Additionally, avoid climbing up the edges of a compound wall, as the spikes from each wall can deal double damage if they are too close. A minicopter allows you to freely enter inside the compound without taking damage. You will need to first look out for SAM turrets surrounding the base. If the player doesn't have SAM turrets, you can freely fly over and down into the compound. Just make sure to land away from the wall to make flying out easier. If the base does contain SAM turrets, it'll be a little trickier. When you get close to the base, fly low to the ground since the turrets will be unable to shoot anything below them. Now fly up to the compound wall and just get enough height to make it over. The minicopter will consume 30 low-grade fuel per minute, so make sure to take enough fuel with you to get in and out. The balloon is a cheap and effective way for low-tier players to get inside compounds. You'll need to time it just right with the wind directions. They can be a little tricky to master, but when done successfully, offers you the chance to get high rewards for low risk. Wind direction depends on the height of the balloon, so if you want to go forward, keep toggling the burn switch to stay at your current altitude. You can see which way you're going by looking at the wind indicator and flags surrounding the balloon. I would recommend getting up higher and aligning yourself with the wind, such that when you start to descend, you'll be blown straight over the walls and into the open compound. Remember, when you fall down, your balloon will descend in a spiral as it goes through the layers of wind directions, so adjust accordingly. However, all of this will only work if there aren't any SAM sites. Make sure to bring some spare fuel, as they will consume 15 low grade per minute, along with some spare cloth for repairs. Since compound walls are typically away from the core base, players might forget to surround the area with external TC rooms to stop players from building over. Pull out your building plan close to the compound wall and check for any missing building lock zones. If there is an opportunity, place down a raised foundation and lower foundation and build up using door frames. This will be extremely cost effective and fast to build. If you can build up close to the gate, that's even better, since you can land on top without spike damage. Now build over using floors and a triangle roof at the end. Once inside, you'll need to look for either a low placed furnace to help you jump back out, place ceilings off the main base as it negates the building block zones, or bring a spare ladder and meds with you. The wooden walls are the easiest to get inside, as they can quickly be burnt down using a flamethrower with 412 low grade fuel. You can craft a flamethrower at a level 2 workbench with a tech tree cost of 1100 scrap, or you can find one within an elite crate, lock crate, treasure box, military crate, and scientist body. both walls will be destroyed by explosives. However, it should only ever be used for the stone compound wall, with the exception of 1 to 2 incendiary rockets for being used on wooden walls. The stone wall will be destroyed after 2 timed explosives, 185 explosive rifle ammo, 10 satchel charges, 4 rockets, 3 MLRS rockets, and 29 HE grenades. Once you're over the walls, you need to stay alert for any surrounding auto turrets guarding the compound. If the base owner has a set of well-placed turrets, it can make compound raiding almost impossible unless you're able to drain its ammo or sneak behind it. Before going in, I would recommend getting up high or looking through the front gate to check for any lasers from turrets. If you do decide taking out the turret is worth your time, I'd recommend watching my comprehensive guide on the auto turret, so you can learn about its durability, weaknesses and strengths. However, if you can get a clean shot, using a single incendiary rocket will destroy the turret. If you have made it this far without being killed, you are ready to loot. Your primary targets will be the large furnaces, oil refineries, crops, chests, or easy entrances into the base if you plan on going deeper. Players will often leave large furnaces and oil refineries cooking throughout the day and may forget to empty them, so always make sure to check them as they might have stacks of cooked resources waiting to be taken. Stealing crops can also be a great way to heal back up from getting inside, or overall a good resource to take for future health. Finally, I have seen players leave out drop boxes in their compound, so they can quickly stash their loot when outside. If you can find an unemptied stash box, you may find raw resources, tools, scrap, and components. If you don't have a way out of the compound, you can pass the loot through a hole in the wall. Most compounds aren't completely perfect and may contain a large gap where they have joined the 2 walls together. Use this gap to throw the loot out. Then you can either respawn or have a mate come and collect the loot. Hopping over some compound walls can be the quickest and easiest way to acquire a large number of resources off the hard work of others. Hopefully this video has either helped you get inside a compound or figure out the best techniques to defend against possible intrusions. If you enjoyed, a like or sub would be appreciated. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.